out of the paint and off the glass tonight?
Yeah. They got too many easy looks at the basket, shooting 48%, on the second night of the back-to-back too. And them outscoring us in transition, fast break points. That's not a recipe for a victory for us.
Did them going zone give you guys any issues there right when they first started to throw it at you guys?
I mean, I thought we got some good looks. I did think we got quality looks. I thought that we got into our zone a little bit late too, but I thought we got some quality looks.
With the defense over the last few games, I don't think it's as simple to say that it suffered because Carl is back in the lineup, but what are you maybe doing differently? Or what were you doing differently before during that stretch where it was one of the best in the league that maybe you've gotten away from over the last few games?
I think just as a team, our activity and our contesting passes, contesting dribbles, contesting cutters, and contesting shooters was better during that stretch, and we have to find that.
When Roko's, especially early in the last two games, both times, he's kind of been caught.
Yeah.
It seems like in between where he's not in position to defend the way he likes to defend. Is that reaction time or the scheme or just really good playing by the opponent?
I mean, it's, sometimes, I mean, the thing about that Jeremy Grant matchup is that, Jeremy Grant's a guy who can shoot, he's quick, and he can roll as well. He's a lob threat. And I think you get into a tough situation for us, that you would, if you want to change that matchup, you're looking at, Wig or JC going to him. So, we thought Robert was our best bet with that. And, it was a tough matchup for us.
Ryan, is Denver maybe what you're looking to get to someday? Because you see they're missing three starters. They roll out Porter Jr. and Grant and Monty Morris, and it just seems like they have built up a nice program with depth and continuity there.
Yeah, no, they sure have, and I give that group a lot of credit. I know a number of people within that organization, and I know that they did it the right way, and they built a nice program. I've said it multiple times, but we want to be the Minnesota Timberwolves, but we want to take things from people that have been successful, and Denver is a group that has been successful. So credit to them.
When they were in the zone, you went to Andrew in the high post there rather than having it be your five. What does that look give you that's different than if it's Carl or Gorgie up top there?
Yeah, we ran Carl low to try to, and then we eventually just started throwing the ball to Carl low in the post. So what we wanted to do was, it wasn't necessarily for Andrew to score at the free throw line. It was, for us to get the defense to shift, quick kick out to the wing, then we can go to Carl inside. Because once the ball goes to the post in zones, teams match up.
Why do you think the league has moved? I mean, there's just so much more zone this year. Why? What do you think that's coming from?
Yeah, I think it's a number of things. I think, as time you learn how to use the rules to your advantage too, in a lot of ways defensively, and I think that when you're, it's a star-driven league in so many instances that I saw Plumlee rolls his ankle, Jokic gets some fouls. I'm assuming that's one of the reasons they wanted to put it out there, and it helps on games come quick. It helps on the second night of a back-to-back. And it is becoming more and more prevalent around the league.
Josh's energy seemed to have a pretty big impact on the game for most of the night. It looked like you even put him back in at one point when you were struggling with the glass. Just when he has nights like this, just what impact can that have on the team, I guess, as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, he's a young guy too. I mean, it's not just because it seems like he's been around for a while, but because he played a lot towards the end of last year. Josh is still learning too, and he still has to grow, and we're invested in him, and he so nights like this when you're 7 for 11 and he had 8 rebounds. Those are the nights that you can point to and you like as a coach and you like as an organization, to build on.
It's no secret that Cat really gets up for his matchups with Jokic, and I think in many respects he outplayed him tonight, but there were some times where he seemed like too amped and a little bit taking his head out of the game. Is there any way to kind of regulate that as a coach in terms of trying to figure out when to channel his energy in the right way and when he goes off the rails?
Yeah, I mean, it's as a coach, you want guys to play with energy and enthusiasm and passion, and it's one of those things that goes back to the old saying, your greatest strength is your greatest weakness if you can't control it. And the fact that Cat cares and he cares about that matchup, we just have to find that fine line at times, and it's not just him; it's everybody. We got to find that as a group as we continue to build and grow and push forward. But he, in a lot of ways, the way to regulate that is you probably take a guy out, and I'm more apt to have Cat on the floor.
The rebounding this year, you've spoken before about how it can always get better, can always improve in that area. Do you feel like overall that it is getting better, or where do you kind of evaluate that halfway through the season right now?
I think it's up and down in a lot of ways for us, and the thing I do not love is that some of the rebounds that we're giving up and the offensive rebounds we're giving up in crucial winning time moments. And even in some of those moments where shots go in, that last Barton 3 that goes in, if it didn't go in, Porter Jr. has probably got a tip dunk. And as a coach, you want to look at all aspects of the play, because you have to get better.